Good day, everyone. So we are now on our topic 11, which is process improvement and Six Sigma. Before proceeding with our topic, these are our desired learning outcomes. First is to explain the Six Sigma approach to business improvement. Next is to apply the DMAIC process to various operational scenarios. And thirdly, to understand process improvement methodologies and their applications. Process improvement is not just as a business task, but is a survival necessity. In a competitive market, evolving processes is essential to meet customer demands. Before we move further, let us first define process improvement and Six Sigma. Process improvement is a proactive optimization of existing processes to enhance efficiency and quality, while Six Sigma is a disciplined, data-driven methodology specifically focused on eliminating defects. Now, there is no one-size-fits-all approach, like the analogy of a mechanic's garage. Different problems require different tools. Methodologies range from radical overhaul, or the complete transformation, to incremental wins, or the small, continuous improvements. Remember lean manufacturing? This is focused on the Toyota production system. Now, this methodology seeks to eliminate the 8 wastes or downtime, such as defects, overproduction, waiting, non-utilized talent, transportation, inventory, motion, and extra processing. This was discussed as well on topic 10, the JIT and lean system. Now, let us have a sample scenario here. At a mango processing plant in Guimaras, staff use value stream mapping to organize floor layouts and implement just-in-time delivery, resulting in a 20% reduction in spoilage. Total Quality Management or TQM treats quality as a lifestyle and a holistic philosophy, emphasizing employee empowerment through quality circles. Now we have here a TQM example wherein there's a rising customer complaints about bagoong taste. Now, a customer service center in Metro Manila addressed this bagoong consistency issues by forming quality circles. Now, this led to a cultural shift where delivery drivers themselves proposed truck insulation to improve customer satisfaction. Now for business process reengineering or BPR, this is for radical, clean slate change. So this focuses on crushing the car and building a jet. So that is the best option rather than making small tweaks or having incremental fixes. An example of this is an ordering system suffering from 5-day delays due to paper receipts. Now they move to a cloud-based app, reducing processing time to 5 seconds and tripling capacity. Now, do you still remember Kaizen? Kaizen is the practice of continuous, incremental improvements made daily by everyone. So this is best for steady environments, seeking incremental growth, and improved morale. Now, an example of Kaizen here is a Carinderia in Quezon City who optimizes their lunch rush by holding 5-minute daily staff discussions to make minor tweaks like labeling condiment bottles without any technology costs. Now we have here the summary comparison of methodologies which I mentioned earlier. So we have here for lean manufacturing, which the primary focus is for waste elimination. Now the pace of change here is fast and the implementation difficulty is moderate. For total quality management or TQM, this is for cultural quality shift. Now, it has gradual pace of change and a high implementation difficulty. Now, for business process reengineering or BPR, the primary focus here is for radical redesign. Now, the change of pace here is immediate, and the implementation difficulty is very high because of the immediate change of pace. Now, for Kaizen, this is for incremental improvement. And of course, the pace of change is continuous, and the implementation difficulty is low. Now moving on to Six Sigma. Six Sigma is both a mathematical rigor and a management philosophy that challenges the pwede na yan or it's good enough mindset. Now, if we are going to define mathematical rigor, this aims for near perfection. This is about near perfection with 99.99966% success, targeting only 3.4 defects per million opportunities. Now, management philosophy prioritizes data-driven decisions over intuition. So again, Six Sigma is a way to make quality measurable rather than just a feeling. Sigma measures variation. Now the goal of Six Sigma is to be nearly perfect, allowing only 3.4 defects for every million opportunities. It moves decisions away from gut feeling and toward data-driven facts. Similar to martial arts, employees earn belts like yellow, green, black, and master black based on their expertise in leading these improvement projects. So again, for management philosophy, this prioritizes data-driven decisions over intuition. For example, a BPO used root cause analysis to fix call drop rates. And for Jollibee, they might analyze Chicken Joy service time variability to reduce customer frustration. Now, as mentioned earlier, Six Sigma uses a hierarchical belt system to manage the roadmap. Let us start with yellow belts, where team members has basic knowledge. Now, for green belts, those applying tools to specific project. Now, for black belts, these are full-time project leaders and statistical experts. The master black belts are the strategic mentors, and lastly, the champions are executives who drive the commitment. Now, the following are the business impact of Six Sigma in the Philippines. So first is cost savings. It has less waste, fewer redos, and reduced defect-related expenses across operations. I hope you still remember the inspection era of the total quality management topic. Of course, next is increased customer loyalty. And lastly, the data-driven culture. Now we have here the core pillars in implementing Six Sigma, which are the process capability and limits, structured management system, and value chain integration. For process capability and limits, this involves rigorous statistical monitoring to ensure process variability remains within defined customer specifications. By maintaining these boundaries, companies ensure consistent, reliable output. Now, for structured management system, Six Sigma is not a one-time project, but a comprehensive management system. And this pillar includes strategic project selection, which is prioritizing projects based on their business impact and ROI potential. Next is belt system hierarchy, wherein utilizing a trained workforce, the yellow, green, black, and master black belts to lead improvement initiatives and drive organizational change. And lastly, for proactive design, these are shifting the focus from fixing errors to designing out defects before they occur in the process. And thirdly, we have the value chain integration, which is about successful implementation requires extending Six Sigma principles across the entire supply chain, ensuring that quality standards are upheld from suppliers to final delivery. Process capability measures whether a process can consistently produce outputs within customer specifications. Now, the Six Sigma benchmarking is Six Sigma metrics establish the standard for measuring operational excellence. The process capability for CP and CPK. Now, these indices quantify a process's ability to consistently adhere to defined specifications. And lastly, for proactive monitoring, control charts act as early warning signs, identifying when processes deviate from acceptable performance limits. The primary objective of this is to achieve consistent process outputs that reliably satisfy customer requirements. So again, Six Sigma is not a one-time project, but a comprehensive management system designed to align operational goals with business strategy. We have here the strategic project selection, which is prioritizing initiatives based on their potential return on investment and impact on customer satisfaction. The belt system hierarchy is where utilizing a trained workforce, yellow, green, black, and master black belts to lead improvement initiatives and ensure accountability. The proactive design or DFSS is the shifting of the focus from inspecting out defects to designing out potential errors before they even occur in the process. Now, the projects follow this continuous cycle, the DEMAIC cycle. D stands for define, wherein you are going to identify problems and customer requirements. M stands for measure, which is you're gonna collect baseline data. A stands for analyze, wherein you're gonna use statistical tools to find root causes. I stands for improve, wherein implement and verifying solutions. And C is for control, wherein sustain the improvements. And these are the references that we've used for this topic. Thank you very much for watching this lesson, and I hope that we hit our desired learning outcome for this topic. Have a wonderful day.